Thanks for joining me on my market report. My name is Mike, and if you're new to my channel or my videos, well, we create these videos on mortgage rates, what impacts them on a daily basis. So sometimes it could be something from the headline news or combination with that and economic data or geopolitical. And sometimes sentiment in the markets kind of change, like good news is now bad news and vice versa. So if you're on the sidelines, you may not be aware of why this might be impacting rates. And we try to give that explanation for you folks that might be watching rates because perhaps maybe you're looking to refinance or purchase, or perhaps you're in the real estate market and a little confused as to what's going on here. Well, we're here to try to help you guys out here. A little bit about myself is I am a loan officer. I do work with a national lender, so we do loans in all 50 states. So if you're looking to refinance or purchase, please reach out. We're here to help you guys with those tasks, as well as answer any questions. Be a source for you folks. We can answer any questions regarding anything about mortgage related, like mortgage rates, programs that might be available out there, the process and stuff like that. So if you guys get questions about that, again, please reach out. We're here to help you guys out. So without further ado, we'll start off with the economic calendar for Friday. I'm going to touch base on a different one here than what I typically go over here, but there's a little bit more information on this one, so we'll go over on this one. We'll start with the retail sales for the month of December. So in November, it went up 0.3%. Forecast is supposed to be zero for the month of December. However, it dropped 1.9%. Of course, a lot of this is being blamed on the Omicron virus, and so a lot of people pulled back on going out and shopping and such. Now, when you take out big ticket items like autos, it also went up 0.3% back in November, but forecast was kind of for 0.2%, and it dropped even further, 2.3%. So again, overall, people just weren't shopping as much and maybe concerned about the Omicron and kind of stayed home. Now, we also had the capacity utilization, which is a percentage for the month of December. So November it was at 76.8. Forecast was on for a little bit increase to 77. However, instead of increasing, it went the other direction at 76.5. Now, industrial production for the month of December, in November it went up 0.5%, and forecast is kind of for a 0.3% increase in December, and it slowed down by dropping 0.1%. And last but not least, we also got consumer sentiment. This is kind of probably one of the bigger ones as well, but retail is probably our biggest data that would weigh on the markets here. But consumer sentiment was at 70.6 back in December, and forecast is kind of for 70, and it dropped even further down to 68.8 for the month of January here. So this is the most recent here. Last but not least, we got business inventories. Kind of gives an idea as where businesses are projecting. And they went up 1.2% back in October, and forecast was kind of for 1.3% for November, and it came in at expectations there. Now, a lot of this didn't really play a big part. Usually bad news because a lot of this was not good data, obviously. Usually it's pretty good for mortgage-backed securities, and even the stock market is in negative territory. So a lot of this is playing out that money is simply being taken out of the markets, and they're just trying to figure out where they're going to go. Now, yesterday in the mortgage-backed securities, we were down at some point. We were going between, when we were doing the video, it was going back and forth between minus 6 basis points and even up 5 or 6 basis points. So it's kind of this real volatility going back and forth, and finally it settled going upwards at 8 basis points. So it settled in a positive territory. But however, today we are actually in negative territory. When I first came in here, we were at minus 17, and all of a sudden, abruptly, within a few minutes, it dropped down to like minus 33, and now it's at minus 28 basis points currently right now. Now, this will obviously lead to a price correction to worse pricing on the rate sheet. So we'll see a rate sheet that's not as kind as yesterday's here. And here's kind of the volatility we saw today. Here's where we're jumped from here, then up here, then down here, back up a little bit, and then way back down. We're kind of working way back a little bit. So another really volatile day here today as a result of this. Now, let's take a look at yields. And yields are playing a bit of a part here too. Now, after testing the floor at the 1.70 range, which is what we're kind of hoping for, it all of a sudden shot upwards, and that's adding the pressure towards mortgage-backed securities. at the 1.77 range, and it's been pretty strong so far. But you just never know if it might break through or not. So we're hoping that this holds again and pushes us through to the 1.70 range. We'd like to see it break below it and get a bit more of a correction that we saw after that sharp drop that we had last week. And we've been kind of, for the most part, volatile. It's been real volatile, going back and forth a little bit, but for the most part, going more closer to a sideways pattern here than a sharp drop than we saw last week. All right. So last but not least, we'll touch on the national average for conforming loan limits. These do include points, and the 30-year came in at 3.57 today. And if you look at the 15, it's at 2.85 today. So these are kind of average pricing that we're seeing in those for conforming limits. And of course, if you get a rate quote, not every quote is the same out there, primarily because there's a lot of variables that go into a pricing quote. So you could be talking to a friend or family member, and they could be getting different quotes because, well, they have probably a different the variables for them might be different than what your variables are, which may be what's driving the market. So if you guys are looking for a rate quote, please reach out. We're here to help you guys out, and we can certainly just provide rates for you guys as well, rate quotes for you folks if you guys are interested. So this is the end of the video. If you guys like these videos, please help us out and smash that like button and share. We greatly appreciate you folks and your views. Uh, if you guys got questions, again, reach out. We're here to help you guys out in the meanwhile. Thanks so much for watching. We'll look forward to see you guys on, I think, Tuesday, actually. I think MLK has the markets closed. I think it's Martin Luther King Day on the 17th, and we will be closed. So we'll actually see you guys on Tuesday uh, next week. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.